Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Makeup by Sasha. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new, welcome. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a client tutorial. So a friend of mine who is also a hairstylist came to me to do the makeup for his model, and I just thought, why not film it? Why not show you guys how I do a client's makeup and just kind of take you through the steps. This is going to be a very detailed video, guys, so if you are a beginner especially, it's going to be great for you, and you definitely want to stick around to the end because you do not want to miss the transformation. Let's get straight into this video. Taking the Face Studio Maybelline primer, I'm using this to prime her skin. This is a really good primer. I literally use it all the time. It's great for keeping the skin matte, especially if you have oily skin. Next, I am brushing up the brows, and I'm using the Kiko Everlasting Brow in the shade 0.5. I always like to trace underneath the eyebrow first and then sort of like brush upwards just to mimic eyebrow hairs, and it always just helps the brow to look a bit more natural and not so blocky. As you can see, my model has really great brows already, so I didn't even need to add too much product. I just needed to add more product towards the arch just to give her eyebrows even more definition. You want to make sure that you're brushing through the brows just to help distribute the colour through the brow evenly. Taking one of my fave products in the shade F12 and F14, I'm using the Conceal and Define foundation from Revolution, and I'm using this to carve out her brows. The reason why I chose to mix two shades is because the F14 was a little bit too dark, because I still wanted the brows to be highlighted, but I didn't want it too light. So to get the shade that I'm looking for, I just thought it was best to mix both colors. As you can see here, I'm using a sort of like sketching, etching motion. This just helps me get a really nice, neat, defined line. But if you're feeling a little bit nervous, or if you're a beginner at makeup, you might want to leave the brush on the skin instead of using a sketching motion. This will help you to have a little bit more control. Taking the same concealers, I'm just going to apply concealer to the entire lid. So this will help in terms of prepping the eyelid for eyeshadow. So this will help with any sort of creasing. It's always good if you don't have an eyeshadow primer to prep the eyelids, and to be fair, I do this anyway. Even if I do have a primer, I still prep the eyelids. Also guys, you want to make sure that once you've done the brows that you blend out the edges of your concealer, because it does make a difference in terms of flashback and that halo brow look. Taking the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 350, and I'm using that to set the eyelids. Taking my MAC blusher in the shade Film Noir, I'm using that to add to her crease, so this will help give the eye look a bit more depth, and it's just a really gorgeous deep purple as well. It's even great for contouring. So as you can see here, I'm literally just building up that color until I'm happy with the coverage. Taking my Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Mocha Mami, one of my fave bronzers. I just love using it for eyeshadow, just to go on top of where I've put Film Noir, and I'm using that to blend out those edges. Taking my W7 I Got the Power eyeshadow primer, I'm using that on my client's lids. So I'm just literally applying this just to where I'm going to be putting the next eyeshadow. Taking this gorgeous gold eyeshadow I got from Golden Rose, I'm using this to apply to my client's lids. As you can see, I'm just literally using a patting motion. This will help reduce the fallout amount, and also it just helps with sort of packing that color on. Taking a blending brush, I'm just literally blending out the edges of where I've put that lovely gold eyeshadow. Taking my e.l.f. liquid eyeliner, I'm using that to line my client's lids. I'm not going for too much of a winged effect this time. I just want a slight wing. Next, I am using these lovely dramatic lashes I got from AliExpress. I am so sorry guys, I cannot think of where exactly I got these from. Taking two of my favorite foundations, taking LA Girl Pro Matte in the shade Espresso and Morphe foundation in the shade F500. I'm using this to apply to my client's face. These foundations, guys, especially as a pair, it's literally flawless. I know going on, it looks a little bit on the red side. It does look really warm, but when I add my concealer, it's gonna just balance everything out because the concealer that I'm gonna use, it's gonna be a bit more on the neutral side. So it's gonna end up balancing everything out. You guys are gonna see, okay? You're gonna see and you're gonna be like, oh. Taking LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toast and Creamy Beige. I'm actually gonna mix these two together. Now, I'll be honest, guys, I would probably usually have used warm honey or almond, but I was just being hella lazy and I could not be bothered to go back into my collection. So that's why I ended up mixing them, but you do not have to. Taking my trusty Fix Plus spray from MAC, I am using that to spritz my wedge sponge and I'm just blending out where I've put that concealer. So with this part, guys, you don't want to add too much pressure because you don't want to take off the product. Now, I see a lot of people adding so much pressure and they're just like, but where did it go? You have to like literally just take your time and just add little pressure and just make sure that you're keeping that sponge moving. So here I'm just using a brush just to blend out those corners because we don't want any harsh edges, do we now, guys? Taking the same Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 350, I'm just using this to set my under eye and just set everywhere I've put my concealer. So this is going to help with the baking process, guys. If you want me to do a video on how to set and how to bake, let me know in the comment section. Taking my Sasha Buttercup setting powder in the shade Banana, I am just using this to bake. It's such a pivotal part of the process and it makes a hell of a difference. So yeah, let me know if you want me to do a video on that. Taking my MAC Mineralized powder in the shade Deep Dark, I'm using this to set the whole entire face. Taking Golden Hour by Tammy and Revolution, I'm going to be using the darker shade, can't remember the name, but I'm using this to contour my client's cheekbones and around her hairline. Normally, I probably would have used the matte Film Noir, but I did feel like a little bit more of a darker contour, so I kind of changed my mind in the end. This is actually really nice for deep, dark skin tones, and I'm so happy I bought this palette, guys, because it's so hard to find a deep contour shade. Taking a smaller blending brush, I am literally contouring the sides of her nose. You definitely want to be really light-handed with this, guys. Next, I am taking that gorgeous brick looking shade and I'm using that to apply to her cheeks. This is such a gorgeous blusher for dark, deep skin tones. It really does pull out the warmth in a person's face. It's just beautiful. I love it. Taking the blusher Film Noir again, I'm just using that to shade underneath my client's lash line. So this will just help to add more definition to the eyes and just to help to complete the eye off a little bit more. Taking my MUA Amplify Statement Lash Mascara, I'm applying this to my client's lashes. To be honest, when it comes to mascara and my clients, I'm really not picky because I'm always using a disposable lash wand anyway. Using my matte Revolution lipstick in the shade Thank God It's Friday. I'm using this to line her lips. I love using liquid lipsticks to line lips, guys. Literally, it's just the best thing. You get so much product and it's just really easy to go on. Like it's just makes your life a whole lot easier and it's also more hygienic as well, guys. Using my Kiko Instant Matte Lip Colour in the shade Rosy Beige, which is 01, I'm using that to apply to my client's lips. And just in case you forgot, we went from this and turned her into this. That's all for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share, and also hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Till next time, guys, I will see you again in my next video. Take care, bye.